Strength is the only language this world respects. And if you're too soft to understand that, you've already lost. The weak hide behind talk of equality. Equality doesn't exist. Nature doesn't hand out balance. It hands out predators and prey. You want mercy? Go beg for it from the void that doesn't care. Out here, mercy is a myth. The second you show weakness, the second you hesitate, the world carves you open. Predators don't forgive. They feed. Don't mistake silence for peace. When the jungle grows quiet, it's not because the predators left. It's because they're watching, studying, waiting. The same applies here. Every time you relax, someone stronger sharpens their teeth in the dark. You can paint yourself in words like fair and safe. But when the fight comes, only the fittest are left breathing. That's the truth you keep running from. You talk about discipline like it's some kind of choice. Discipline is survival. Do you think lions wake up and debate if they feel like hunting? No, they hunt or they starve. You've been feeding yourself comfort, feeding yourself excuses, and calling it life. That's weakness dressed up as routine. Every time you hit snooze, every time you scroll instead of sweat, you're sharpening the blade that will cut your own throat. Understand this. The comfort you love so much is poison. Not the fast kind, the slow kind. The kind that rots you from the inside until you're nothing but a shell. Every soft choice you make is another step toward irrelevance. And irrelevance is the slowest death of all. The truth is, most men don't die when their heart stops. They die the moment their ambition does. The graveyard is full of people buried long before they were put in the ground. Do you want to join them? Or do you want to fight until your last breath has meaning? Meaning is earned through violence against weakness. Every breath you waste living safe is a debt, and survival collects that debt with brutal interest. Pay now with sweat and pain, or pay later with everything. You've confused comfort for discipline. Waking up at the same time, eating the same soft food, following the same safe routine. That's not discipline. That's sedation. Real discipline is when your body screams for mercy, and you silence it with another rep, another punch, another round. Real discipline isn't about neat schedules. It's about breaking yourself into steel when every bone begs you to stop. Steel isn't forged in lukewarm water. It's beaten, burned, and broken until it becomes something unyielding. That's what survival demands. That you let the fire consume the softness until there's nothing left but raw, cold strength. Anything less, and you're just iron waiting to rust. Rust spreads fast. The second you stop sharpening yourself, weakness eats you alive. There's no such thing as maintaining. You're either climbing or you're rotting. And the rotten are the first to be devoured. Devoured not by monsters, but by men hungrier than you. Look around. Those who are willing to suffer more will always take what you thought was yours. The throne isn't given, it's stolen. And the hungriest thief always wins. You want strength? Then grind until your bones scream. The body you've been pampering is nothing but chains. You think you've found your limits? That's laughable. Limits are illusions for the fragile. Break your skin, tear your muscles, bleed on the floor. Because the human body doesn't stop when you're tired. It stops when you quit. And quitting is death long before the grave. Look at history. The ones who carved their names into eternity weren't born gods. They were lunatics who didn't recognize the word limit. Spartans who fought until their last heartbeat. Warriors who trained in the dark while the world slept. You've barely scratched the surface of your own body. You're not even close to knowing what pain feels like. Pain is the entry fee for evolution. Every scar you run from is a chain that keeps you weak. Stop treating pain like the enemy. It's the sculptor of strength. You want comfort? Buy a pillow. You want survival? Bleed for it. Blood is the currency of growth. Sweat buys you nothing if it isn't mixed with pain. You want strength without sacrifice? That's fantasy. Every scar is proof of payment, and the ones without scars, they're broke, begging for respect they'll never afford. Respect is a currency. It isn't handed out, it's ripped from clenched fists and broken jaws. If you haven't bled for it, you can't own it. And if you think you deserve it without sacrifice, then you're nothing but a beggar pretending to be a warrior. Psychological warfare. Let me tell you about it. Your greatest opponent isn't across the ring. It's in the mirror. That soft voice that says, rest. You've done enough. That's your real enemy. Every time you bow to that whisper, you lose a war no one else sees. And I don't respect losers who surrender before the fight even begins. And here's the truth that should tear into you. The mind is the cruelest battlefield. You can survive broken ribs, shattered bones, and open wounds. But the moment you let your thoughts convince you that you're finished, you've already lost. The weak fight their bodies. The strong wage war on their minds. Which one are you? Most men never even enter the real battlefield. They live their lives as slaves to doubt, prisoners of hesitation, and then they wonder why no one remembers their names. The world doesn't remember the cautious. It remembers the ones who set fire to their own fears. Caution is the anthem of the weak. The strong don't tiptoe through life. They charge. They fall. They bleed. They rise again. Fear isn't something to avoid. Fear is the fuel that tells you where to go. If it terrifies you, that's exactly where survival lives. Fear is the compass pointing you to strength. Run from it, and you run straight into weakness. Chase it, and you sharpen yourself against the very thing that sought to break you. Fear isn't a barrier, it's the gate, and only predators walk through. If your tombstone reads, "He tried," you are a failure. Effort without scars means nothing. Legacy is earned in the moments no one sees. When your body feels like collapsing and you drag yourself further anyway. Remember this, no one respects the almost champion. The world remembers only the one who stood when everyone else was crushed. Weak men write excuses. Strong men write history. And history doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about your impact. If your existence leaves no scar on the world, then you are nothing more than a shadow that sunlight erased. Shadows fade. Scars last forever. The world bows to permanence. If your strength isn't carving deep enough to outlast your body, then your life was a whisper in a storm. Stop whispering. Start scarring. Scars are proof you were there when others fled. Proof that you didn't just survive. You imposed your will on survival itself. Anyone can breathe. Only the fittest leave marks that speak louder than their names. Listen carefully. The beast doesn't care about applause. The beast doesn't care about doubt. The beast devours. When you step into the grind, don't think about motivation. Don't think about reward. Think about the result. Crush the weights like they insulted your family. Run until your lungs turn to fire. Fight as if the man across from you just spat on your grave. That's the mindset that survives. Don't you dare confuse beast with brute. A brute swings wildly, burns out, and dies, forgotten. A beast is calculated, cold, and merciless. A beast studies the prey, waits, then strikes with precision. That's survival. If you're just working hard without strategy, you're still prey. You're just a noisy one. Survival isn't just about strength. It's about cold calculation. The beast doesn't waste energy on pointless battles. It stalks. It studies. It kills with efficiency. If your grind is blind, you'll burn yourself out long before you touch greatness. strength without strategy is meaningless. But strategy without savagery is useless. You can plan every move, calculate every risk, but when the moment comes, hesitation kills. The beast doesn't pause to analyze. It tears first, and only the survivors get to reflect later. Reflection is a luxury of the victorious. The losers don't write memoirs. The dead don't tell stories. If you want your philosophy to matter, you must first win. Otherwise, your words are just the whispers of prey that never mattered. Stop acting like time is infinite. Stop pretending you'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow is a graveyard of cowards. Every second you waste, someone else is grinding with blood in their eyes. When you hesitate, someone hungrier, angrier, more disciplined is stacking strength that will crush you when you finally decide to start. Hesitation is the luxury of the weak. Every moment you pause, someone else is sharpening their claws, building their fangs, preparing to tear you apart. And when the time comes, you won't lose because you weren't strong enough. You'll lose because you were too slow to move. The world doesn't punish weakness with pity. It punishes it with erasure. You won't be mocked. You won't be remembered. You'll be forgotten. Erased like you never existed. Immortality isn't about living forever. It's about being too strong to be forgotten. Your body will rot, but your strength, if you carve it deep enough, will echo in the minds of those who saw it. That's how predators live forever. The fittest don't wait. They steal time and strangle it until it bows. The strong don't wait. They rip the present apart and make it theirs. You've been living in a cage of your own comfort. I dare you to tear those bars down. I dare you to outwork the version of yourself that laughs at you every night before bed. So hear this and let it burn into you. Strength doesn't care about your excuses. Survival doesn't care about your comfort. The world bows only to those who crush themselves into something unbreakable. If you can't do that, then step aside, because the beast is coming, and the beast doesn't wait for the weak to catch up. Understand this. Your bloodline doesn't guarantee survival. Legacy means nothing if you don't earn it. Even the son of a king dies like a dog if you lack strength. Survival of the fittest doesn't care about your history, your family name, or your excuses. It cares only about what you can do when the test arrives. The weak hope for mercy. The strong take everything. Do you think strength is cruel? Good. It's meant to be. The world doesn't hand out fairness. It hands out consequences. If you're weak, you get consumed. If you're strong, you consume. Stop crying about the brutality of the world. Become the brutality that the world fears. That's survival of the fittest. And you better decide which side you're on before it decides for you. Don't forget, nature doesn't negotiate. A storm doesn't pause for your excuses. Fire doesn't wait for you to be ready. When the beast is unleashed, it doesn't ask who deserves to survive. It decides who can.